see the horizon, turn us to thousands, and we'll grow in number, fueled by them to see the horizon, turn us to thousands, and on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, till my shadow turns to sun rays, and on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, and on we'll go.
Hi guys, I hope you can hear me wherever you are. So remember, it is the time that whereby we have to tackle everything. Let me minimize my camera a little bit, right? A little bit. So thank you so much for those who have just joined this session, guys. This is Uriel, the one who's gonna be conducting you, helping you throughout your, what is this? Learner's license. Guys, can you hear me? Just let me know on if those who are watching on YouTube, just let me know by the comments if you can hear me, so that I can make sure that I keep up with you guys. Just let me know if by the comments you can hear me. Just let me know if you can hear my message or my voice to say. Just let me know by the comments if you can hear me. That is the most important thing I need to know. I'm just waiting for comments, guys. If you can be able to hear me, just let me know by the comments, and then we're gonna take it from there. Can you hear me? I can see Letswana, ne? Oh, we can hear. Thank you so much. Okay, guys. So as we are beginning our learners test, it is very important, guys. This is the time. Remember, guys, what I'm gonna do is this week I'm gonna try by any means, but before the end of November, we should be able to register you so that you can be able to write, guys. Thank you so much if you are receiving the sound, guys. So I don't want people to miss this. It's very important, guys. If you want to do learners, if you want to do driver's learner's license, this is a channel for it, guys, and I'm gonna guide you. I'm gonna help you, guys. That it is my promise. I'm gonna make sure that I guide you, guys. Without wasting any time, guys, let's get into the day. What is this? The news of the day, right, guys? Let's get into the news of the day. So it's very important, guys, that when we do something like this, everybody should always, stick to the numbers. So, okay, guys. The first thing, let me just drag my mouse here. So the first thing, guys, when we come into learner's test, guys, right, it is very important to know the rules of the road signs, including driver's manual, which is very important, right? And then remember, you must carry your ID book. So we are tackling out everything, guys. Like I promised you, we're gonna do the road, what is the signs of the road, rules of the road, which these two are very important, because driver's manual, guys, it just carried out like 6 marks or 8 marks. They ask you which one is a brake, you answer that. They ask you which one is your accelerator, you answer that. It's quite easy, you understand me, guys? So but the most important thing, I tell you, to be honest with you, you need to know the rules of the road and the signs, right? So guys, here's a PDF I got for you guys. So we're gonna overview controls of the vehicle, right? As you can see here, control of the vehicle, and then defensive driving, the K53 way, guys, right? Okay, so now let's tackle all these parts, guys. So let's start. Let me just go down here. So I believe, guys, there's no one in this live to do motor vehicle, guys. Come on. Nah, I'm not here for that, guys. If you're here to learn about motor vehicle, what is this? Not motor, what is this? What do you call this one? A bike, right? If you're here for a bike, guys, that one ain't for me. It is not for me, guys. So the first thing, guys, make sure you have your ID, right? And you must be at least 18 years older for you to be able to have your driver's license, right? It might be part of the question. So here is it, guys. What is learner's license, right? So I hope where you are, I'm gonna also leave this live, guys, after here, but you need to refresh with me always, guys. I refresh with you. We're gonna do a test. Like for those who joined the group earlier, as you saw on the picture, I sent you a test, right? And exactly as it comes out, guys, when you arrive there, these are tablets. They're no longer using pages. So some of the things that I have there, guys, is the pictures that were taken. Some of the questions, I guarantee you 99.9% you're gonna find them. Follow this live, you are with me, guys. Okay, so now let's tackle everything, guys. As you can see here, it says what is learner's license, right? Okay, before you may take driving license on a driving lessons. Let's say some of you say, I want to learn how to drive, but you don't know the process exactly, what it happens. So some of you have been told that to do learner's license, you need to pay like 1.2, all those things, right? Which is the way people are doing. Most of the people, that's what they are doing at this moment. They pay for 1.2 driving school, they buy license, because they tell you, hey, it's not easy to pass this thing, guys. We need to break that barrier. We don't need things like that, guys. So I told you guys that this thing, you just only pay 90 rand at department, and then that's it. So guys, before you get into like I want to drive, let's go and hear what it says here. Before you may take a driving lessons on a public road, you need to prove to the authorities that you know and understand some basic things about driving, about road laws. You see that is very important, guys, because some of you just get excited that, you know what, I want to start driving. The next thing, when they pulled you out, they pound your car, they write you a ticket, you begin to fight with police on the road to be like, hey, I didn't do anything wrong, I just parked here. But the question is, did you not see the sign where you've parked? You see, hence you see, like most, if you are familiar with Pretoria, if you go to Pretoria, each and every minute a car is being towed, because you park in the wrong place. It doesn't mean that if I see a car parked there, I must go behind it. You should ask yourself, is it the right place to park my car? You understand that, guys? So it is not about just getting inside the car and driving. No, the most important thing is to know the rules of the road, because if you don't know, guys, most people, their license get revoked. Remember, guys, if you do an what is this? If, let's say, for instance, you cause an accident, right, guys, and then people they get injured and all those things, trust you me, they're gonna get your license revoked. This means at some possibilities you might not be able to drive again in your life in South Africa. So it is very important, guys. Imagine because of you ignore certain things, you understand. For instance, if you see orange light, it's a robot, right? You see orange light, some of you it says you must accelerate, you must accelerate. You understand? You must beat it so that when it turns red, you already passed. That is a major problem, guys. Orange light, it doesn't mean you need to accelerate. It means proceed in caution. So this means whenever you pass that orange light, you are about to pass the orange light, do not accelerate, guys. Check your side, because some taxi drivers that they say, you know what, it's orange light, let me just hit the road, boom, you cause a serious accident if you are accelerating, guys. So you need to know about those things, guys. So let's continue. It says the learner's test is the means by which you can prove this. When you pass this test, you will qualify for learner's license to show that you are permitted to drive on a public road, provided you are accompanied by a suitable, qualified and licensed driver. So if you are, for some of you here, I see most people, they're eager, they say, you know what, they want to learn how to drive, of which everyone, it is the beginning of the road. Everyone is going to be driving, right, guys? So Nell Spirit, you are here, thank you so much. Okay, I'm just reading some few comments. So some of you will be like, I want to drive, I want to drive, I want to drive. I tell you this, guys. Okay, if you have passed your learner's license, guys, you have your learners with you. You cannot drive alone, right? It is part of the question. Whatever I mark, guys, remember it's a part of the question. You need to have someone who has a license, right? You can be the driver, but you cannot drive from here to town or from here to your neighbor. If police, they stop you and then they say, produce your license, right? As a learner, you give them your learners, and then next to you, there must be someone seated with a valid South African license. You understand me, guys? So you cannot just say, I have learners now, I know the rules, road rules, I can drive from anywhere I want. Even if you have the L at the back, you cannot drive alone if you are having learners, right? So if you have the L at the back, you can still have your license, it's fine, there's no problem. But if you have learners, you cannot drive alone. You need to have somebody who accompany you to what? Let's say you want to go to town, you want to go anywhere, even if police, they stop you on a roadblock, it doesn't matter, as long as you have someone with what is the South African valid license, right? Whether it's code 10 or code 14. So it is preferably to do to be having such person, right? So don't make that mistake to say, I have learners, I know my rights. You don't know your rights, you didn't write, you just skipped everything. So that is very important, and it is part of the question. They will even ask you there, it is part of the question. We're gonna go through most of the questions, guys, and I'm gonna be sending you on the group do the test, and each and every person we have to examine to make sure that, guys, when you go there, you need to pass your exams, guys. Like I told you, no one must fail, and I will make sure that no one fail in this group, guys, right? So okay, let's proceed first. Let's proceed. Okay, now let's go to the next one. It says to pass the learner's license test, you will need to know these few things, right? Know all the rules of the road. What are the rules of the road? It is about overtaking, the following distance, what side must you drive on. Remember, the first rules of South African, when you are driving, right, the first rule of the road is this: always drive on your left hand side. Some of you, maybe you might be confused. I've never been, of course you've never been in such areas, but you don't have to be like, where are people driving here? You understand? So most of important thing you need to know, always drive on your left hand side. This means when you turn left. When you turn left. Remember that always, guys. It will help you a lot. So it is very important, right? And then also what is this? Your signs on the road. They will tell you if you can turn to that direction or not. But always remember, drive to the left. Okay. So now let's go to another one. Understand the basic of K53 defensive driving system, right? We'll get to that. Know that know what the various vehicle controls are used: steering, wheel, gear, foot brake act, and know the meaning of road traffic sign, signals, painted road marking, and how the driver should respond to each of them, right, guys? So it is not about you knowing how to drive a car, but the most important thing is knowing how the markings of the road they are directing you. Because some of you get into swear at people, hey, you don't know how to drive, how can you just come in front of me like that? But you don't know exactly the rules of, the signs of the road. They're speaking to you guys, especially if you are careful. For those who want to learn how to do in South Africa, let me tell you something. If you hit a person from the back, no matter what, you are the one who is at fault. You love it or not, whether the person gave you a sudden break while you were following him. Let's say you are driving, you're following a car. Let's say you are on a highway, or you are just in your car, see, all those things. So if the person just stops suddenly and then you hit the person, like it or not, you are the one at fault. Because if you did learners and then you have read the signs of the road, the rules of the road, you will understand the following distance, and which is very important to know about the following distance. If it is 4 seconds or 5 seconds, right? Do not follow a person too closely, right? Do not follow, even because sometimes a person may not indicate but just turn immediately, you understand? And then you will end up bumping the car, and then you say, why you didn't indicate? But why were you following the person too close, or why were you on speed? You understand? So it is very important, guys, to know about such things, right? So let's go on, guys, into our session. What is the minimum age required for obtaining a learner's license, right? So for a motorcycle, for doing a motorcycle, a two-wheel, right, that is like 16 years of age. And a light motor vehicle, not more than 3.5 kgs, right? That is like 17 years old, right? And all other vehicles, including motorcycles, over 125cc, that is 18 years old. I believe everyone here is around that age, guys. I'm not with 15-year people here, right, guys? So let's go. Cause don't ignore this, guys. This thing, it is part of the questions, right? They may look like, it's a theory. Where are the signs? Where are the road rules? Trust me, this is very important. Most people, they just skip these parts, not knowing exactly what is going to come out in the exam. I did that. I wrote the exam, guys. Most of the questions, they were coming out of this things I'm giving you now, right? So that's why I don't want to skip and jump into going into what is this, the rules of the road. I just want to make sure, guys, that I'm keeping you guys, okay? I'm reading your comments. You are a godsend, but I'm planning to get my learners this month. If it happens, I get my license soon. We appreciate you, Fetu. Don't worry. Thank you so much for being with me here, guys. So what I'm gonna do is this. This month, guys, I encourage you, do not go via driving school to do your learners, right? You're gonna pay so much money, which is 1 point something. Just trust you me. Follow these lessons, guys. I'm telling you, I'm gonna help you to register your license. It doesn't matter where you are staying. We're just gonna find the nearest DLC, which is the Department of Licensing, where you are, and then we're gonna register you there and tell you what time you must go and which date you must go. We don't have someone to say you're gonna meet who's gonna take you to who. What we're gonna do is we're gonna just book your schedule there. Like, how is it in Home Affairs now? If you want to take your ID or register something, your passport, you must go on their website and then book your appointment at the nearest branch where you stay. So that's the system now. You understand? There's no that thing that you're gonna see John, you're gonna see LVs, you're gonna see Malvis. No, there's nothing like that, guys. So we must make sure that the list that you can carry with yourself, just carry 100 rand, because it depends on the area that you are in. To some it's 60 rand, to some it's 80, to some it's 70. So after passing the learner's test, what they're gonna do, you just gonna go and put your fingerprint, and then you go to the window, you pay like 90 rand somewhere there, and then you have got your learners, right? So driving school people, yeah, ne? Okay, guys, let's continue. so that we don't be behind. Just a second. So we just have to carry one another, guys, to make sure that you understand everything, right? So don't ignore this, guys. It's gonna help you a lot. I know what I'm talking about. Okay, here's it. What can disqualify you? You see this, it's very important, guys. What can disqualify you? It is part of the questions. Trust you me, you're gonna find these questions because they are testing. They want to see if you understand exactly K53, right? What can disqualify you from obtaining learner's learner's license, right? It is not eye test. We're gonna come into eye test, how you can be able to go through eye test and everything, right, guys? So let's go into a first thing. If you have previously been disqualified by court of law from driving a motor vehicle and this disqualification is still valid, like I told you guys that some accident people, when they cause accident, it is not just accident that is happening. After the accident, they want to know who was at fault, and then you have caused people to die, you have caused people to be injured. So what happened is this: you're gonna attend a court and then they find out maybe you were drunk or something, you were ignoring the signs of the signs on the road. So what they're gonna do, they're just gonna disqualify you, or let's say they can ban you for 5 years. This means if that 5 years it hasn't been erased, you cannot write your learner's test again. You understand? So those are very important things that you're supposed to know, guys. So that's why I encourage people. I say, do not do shortcuts in life because they will cost you as time goes on. So it's very important. So let's go again. It says, if you already hold a valid license to drive the same class of the vehicle, right? If your license to drive has been suspended or cancelled and the suspension or cancellation period has not yet expired. So this means you cannot do that. If you know that you have violated, maybe let's say you went to court, like how I was explaining, guys, in terms of breaking the law, you know, making drugs while you are driving, so they can suspend your license, right? Okay. Uncontrollable epilepsy. So like some you see, guys, these are factors that can lead a person not to obtain learner's license. You know, when you are having epilepsy, the sickness called epilepsy. So what happened is this: if you have epilepsy, remember, you no longer yourself, you cannot control yourself, right, guys? So this can, you have seen there was another video whereby we saw a Ford Ranger. I wish by the next session I will show you the video. So that Ford Ranger, the woman was driving throughout, and then all of a sudden oncoming, it started to drive on oncoming, and the car went to the side of the road. You understand me, guys? So some things they are not caused by a person who is drunk, they are not caused by a person who has smoked, they are caused by a sickness. You find some people, they have a heart attack, and then all of a sudden you collapse in the car, and then car, you know, before you know it, you hit another person. So these are the things that people who are just buying learners, you are having such kind of problems, but you are buying learners. At the end of the day, you are involved in a fatal crash. That's why you see, guys, I tell people, I say, do not encourage this thing of buying learners, because you are having this kind of sickness that you know that anytime you can fall, anytime you can do this, but you just continue to buy learners. And then what happened, guys, on the road, the driving school, they won't even assist you. What they were gonna do is just take your money, get your learners, get your license, and then get out of here, and then figure out yourself with a new car. And then as time goes, guys, the sickness that you were hiding, now it comes again while you are driving, and then you are alone. What happened? You go on oncoming car, boom, it's an accident on its own. You understand me? So avoid this thing, guys, of buying things, because at the end of the day, it will come back to you, right, guys? So you hear some of the things. It's very important, guys. Okay, let's continue now. That is uncontrollable epilepsy, sudden attack or disabling, guiding or fainting, like what I was speaking about, right? Due to hypertension or other causes. Any form of mental illness such as extent that it is necessary that you be detained or supervised, controlled, treated as a patient in terms of mental act, what. You see, guys, so it's very important to disclose your condition whenever, if you know, guys, that you are having this condition. It is very important, guys, to go through treatment to make sure that you are stabilized when you drive a car, because some people, when they are driving, they feel dizzy, you know, all those things. So it's very important to check with your doctor so that you don't cause any harm on the road, and then you also protect yourself, guys, right? So that's why I tell people, I say, you don't know how to drive, don't say you are a best driver, guys. There's no a best driver. You can be a best driver, but the person that is on the road, you don't know what is going on. Because given an instance by you are not a driver yet, but you can just be in a silent on your own, and then afterwards you realize that, hey, I'm in this place. Imagine if you are driving in that case. What happened? The car, you just pass a red light, boom, you're in an accident. That's when you wake up in coma. You be like, what happened? I don't know. You understand? So it's very important, guys, to know such things, right? So let's continue, guys. Some of these are questions, guys. Whatever we read here, it's gonna come out. Make sure that you grab everything, guys, with me, right? Okay, let's continue. Any condition, okay, I'm just trying to read your comments here, guys. Are you going to share those notes on the group so that we can read them? Yeah, I'm gonna share them. What I'm gonna do, the pieces, I'm not gonna share everything, because we still have those lazy people with screenshots that they just take a screenshot and then they don't read. That's the problem. So we just gonna share some, exactly, because I just want a group of people to know that these guys were registered and then were following my lessons, and then we can help them whenever they needed their help. Okay, so let's see the next question. It says, thanks brother, I went to study early so that I can attend this session because I really want this information, all the way from Eastern Cape University of Fort Hare. Thank you so much. Amazing, guys. Why are you so generous to us, bro? So wish God can bless you so much. This month I'm getting the learners no matter what. Exactly, guys, that's what I mean. You're gonna get your learners, and trust me, no one is gonna pop out like 1.2 if they tell you about eye test to say, hey, you don't see properly. Hey, I'm gonna show you how we do with eye test. It's not meant for two eyes, one eye at a time. So we're gonna get into that, right? Okay, without wasting any time, guys, let's continue our session. Okay, so it says any condition causing muscular incoordination, right? That's when like you have a failure with, like, you cannot become strong and all those things, right? Okay, uncontrollable diabetes, what is this? Mellitus, right? Defection vision determined by a prescribed standard. You see, if you don't see properly, that's why they tell you guys that you need to make sure that you go to a doctor. Don't try to say, me, I see, but you know very well that when it's at night, some of you become blind, you don't see the road. You understand, guys? So it's very important that you go to a doctor, you get a certain glasses, and then so that you know you can be proper and then you can be safe on the road. So you see, guys, these are very most, and then trust you me, some of these questions, the notes that I'm giving you here, you're gonna tell me about them. Okay, let's continue. Here it says what? Okay, any other diseases or physical defects which is likely to render you are incapable of driving effectively and controlling a motor vehicle without endangering the safety of the public. Deafness is not regarded as such defect, you know, understand? So if you are deaf, it is not a problem, guys. If a person is deaf, it doesn't mean that, hey, you're not gonna drive because you don't hear anything. At the end of the day, guys, the street communicates in sign. You understand? You cannot say, I'm blind, I can drive. That is not possible. So if a person is deaf, they can still see the road. You understand? They can still read this, the signs. And then if there's a traffic officer, they can still see the traffic officer, you see. So you don't need to hear the sound necessarily for you to be able to react. Okay. If you are indicated to use of any drug having narcotic effect or excessive use of intoxicating liquor. So I told you guys, drinking and driving in South Africa, they take it as a serious issue because this thing has caused a lot of problems. I'm telling you guys. So that it is very important, guys. So make sure, even if it's drinking, do not come into it. So it's very important, especially drinking and driving. I remember there was a question that says, what amount can a person take? You remember when you do your breath test, you understand? Because some of you, okay, you can go to any place and then you can have a small drink, right? So there's a percentage that you are allowed to not exceed. You understand? They know that, okay, you drank, you were drinking, but you didn't exceed this level. This means they know that if you exceeded this level, guys, there's no way you're gonna reach where you are going. So they know that, okay, I'm gonna get into that. That is very important, right? So, hey, those who missed this lesson, guys, I'm not sure. Okay, guys, so the lesson of today, that is the road signs. So let's go to road signs. Speaking of stop sign, don't go, go, don't cross, cross, you know, all those things. So now let's come into the road signs, right, guys? So you must know the meaning of the various road signs, traffic signals, road surface marking, and how to respond to them. When you see them on the road, study this overview well, and you will more easily understand and remember all road signs, signals, road markings, detail in the pages that follows, right? So guys, some of you don't have a car yet, but everyone can travels each and every day. We see road signs, whether it's in a highway, whether it's in your local area, whether you're going to town. Everything speaks, because they cannot say let's put speakers so that they can continue speaking. No, they need to put road signs. As you are driving, you are able to see, do not go this side, do not park here. All those are road signs, right? What are the purpose of this? So now let's see. The purpose of road signs and signal markings is to regulate the safe flow of a traffic, right? Warn motorists on the condition of the road ahead, provide information, and give guidance about the route and destinations. Don't forget, guys, this I'm gonna screenshot to you and I'm gonna send it to the group, right? What is the purpose of the road sign? So this means the whole session of today, it is about the road signs, right, guys? So don't forget, mark this, don't forget, right? So the first thing of a road sign, the purpose of a road sign is to regulate the safe flow of traffic, right? Warn motorists of the condition on the road ahead, provide information, and give guidance about the route and destination, right? And then now, how signs are presented. So how do they present them? Okay, road signs have three different forms. Remember, there are three different forms of how road signs are presented, right? Signs mounted on the poles or overhead structures, right? Overhead, remember, when you go on the highway, guys, or on top, you can see those are called overhead, right? But there are some that are mounted on the post. Let's say, for instance, you go and then you will see a stop sign. That is a post, right? And then and the next one, it's markings painted on the road surface, and signal given by lights or by people. So don't forget, guys, the first one, how road signs are presented, guys. Yo, I love this session, guys. It makes me to wanna write learners again, to tell people that this thing, it's easy to pass, not because it is easy, it is because you read, right, guys? So these are very important things, guys. Trust me, I'm gonna take this screenshot, boom, I'm gonna send it to you. So this is how road signs are presented, guys, by signs which are mounted, and then by different on the poles. You know, they can put a pole here and then they can say do not cross, or there's a what is this excavation 5 meters ahead or something. So they can say overhead structure, like when you go on a highway and then on top you will see polokwane and all those things. So those are overhead, right? And then you have marking painted. That is when you see the yield sign. What is this? You call it a hump, where we call it a zebra crossing in primary. They used to say this is a zebra crossing. You understand? So those are the roads markings, right? And then you have a stop sign, which should sometimes, you know, stop sign, they can put it on the post, and then some they can write it on the road as a marking, right? So sometimes signals of, speaking of robots, and then sometimes people outsurance people or police, depending. But these are the things, guys. Are you enjoying this session, guys? Yo, I feel like I can go and write again. Trust me, and I will pass it. I will pass it. Nothing is difficult until you try it. Oh, much appreciated, bro. Thank you. Also, I need help, brother. Don't worry, I'm with you. Good evening, bro. Please, can I ask Do you have a truck? I need to gain experience. It depends on where you are. We can just connect you with people who are having a truck, because to do a license is not basically 5 point something or 8 point something. What they need to do is that you just need to get a person with a truck. If you are doing code 10, it's a truck, and then if it's a vehicle, it's code 8. So it's a normal, any vehicle, private car, as long as it's in good condition. And then we just give you tips. Okay guys, when you go there to do your license, you must make sure you check this. Do not drive with one hand. Always check your mirrors after 8 seconds, all that, right? But we're gonna come into that, hence we are still on learners, right? Just reading your questions, guys. Okay, now let's go to the signs. Are you enjoying this session, guys? Are you really enjoying these sessions? Let's go to the signs. So guys, we have a different kinds of signs, right? So which is very important. So the first sign, it is called regulatory signs, right? So regulatory signs, this is where you have a stop sign, as you can see here. Let me go to the first one. I should be having something to mark here. Okay, so you can see here, this is a stop sign, right? And then this one, you normally see it, if you see a triangle, it means yield. You need to yield. This means proceed on caution. Do not just go, proceed on caution, right? It's a circle there. And then this one with a dash, it means do not go there, right? And then 100, the maximum that you can drive here, it's 100, right? So there's no U-turn, you can't U-turn to that. Oh my widow. Guys, I need to know, are you really enjoying? I want to see your comments, guys. I feel like I can go and write, guys. Yo, I'm in Johannesburg. We are enjoying, brother. Thank you so much, guys. So you see, those are the most important things that we need to to go through, because I need to pass your license. You are learners, guys. You don't have to be like so guys, so all these things, guys, that you see here, these are called regulatory signs, right? So most of the time in the license department of when you're doing your learners, guys, you may not see all of this, right? But we're gonna come into a session whereby we explain each sign, right? Whereby you have your stop sign, what does it do, and where do you see it, and how you must react into it, and why is there. You understand? So these are called regulatory signs. Regulatory signs, which are meant to regulate traffic flow, and you must obey. So that means if you see these ones, blue and red, it means this one is a must obey, right? It's a must obey, especially the red one. You must obey, do not exceed, you must stop, and all those things, right? So let's go to traffic signs. Traffic signs you see by robots, and then in sometimes it's a person. And then you have a warning sign, you see. So warning signs are potentially telling you about the hazard on the road. Sometimes you see this one. Let me just show you this one in the middle. This one, it shows you, let's say maybe you find it mostly in mountain areas, whereby they tell you that there's a falling rocks and all that, right, guys? So, and then let's go to the hazard sign. Hazard makers plates. So this one, mostly you see them at on the end of the road. Let's say it's a T junction, right? It tells you that there's a road that is coming across, and then the first one, you also see it by the hump when you are crossing. So it says it indicates the position of a hazard or obstruction. You understand? So they tell you that there's an obstruction on the road. You understand? It doesn't mean like what does it mean? Like, let's say in most of the cases, if you remember, let's say you are proceeding into church, let's say Church Street, ne? Or should I say Church Street, because I'm used to Church Street. Okay, you are proceeding into not exactly a highway, or you are coming out of Kasi, and then there's a main road. You know that main road whereby you are coming out of Kasi, and then normally you find this sign, this one. Unless in your area, the guys who are smoking, they took it out. So this means when you see this sign, it's an obstruction, because you cannot see to your left, you cannot see your right, what is happening. So you need to be what is this, proceeding in caution. Normally when you find them, before that you can find a stop sign, right, which tells you that you need to stop so that you can check all your sides before you proceed, right? And then now we have your information signs. So these informations, they help you, they guide you, they tell you, like you see this red one, it tells you that there's no road ahead, you understand? And then the I one, it's an information. And then the 3 bars, you normally find them on the highway. It tells you like 100 meters. If there are 2, it's 200 meters and all that, right? So let's go to guidance signs. This one, you normally find them on the highway. It tells you where to exit next, and then what's your next road ahead and all that. Tourism signs, you normally see them when you are driving, like mostly in Mpumalanga, because most of the areas there are resorted, and also in town, let's say CBD, tells you about the museum and all those things, right? And these ones are called diagrammatic signs. So for those who are truck drivers, this one is for you. In most of the cases, this one is for you, right? So most of you see the signs, but you don't know what they are called, right? Some of you have never seen some of the signs here. So we're just gonna get into the explanation of each what you are seeing here, right? And then at the end of the day, you have road surface marking, right? So I'm gonna send you a screenshot of what we have learned today. So it's very important, guys, that you join the session, so that at least you have a brief explanation that remember he talked about something like this, right? So okay, guys, now let's go to the regulatory signs. Remember, we started with regulatory signs. Like I told you guys, that we're gonna break each and every signs, right? So regulatory signs are used to control the action of the driver and traffic flow. They include traffic flow control signs that regulates the movement of the traffic, command signs that tells you what to do, and also prohibition signs that are indicate that it is not allowed, it is an offense, or to disobey any of the signs. If you do so, you can be fined. These are temporary versions for some of these signs, and they have yellow, red, black color combination. So this means regulatory signs, guys, it's a must obey, right? For instance, let's start with the first one, stop sign. Because people, they don't stop anymore on stop sign, right? Especially in local, like whenever there's a stop sign, a person just passes. As long as he didn't see any car, he will just pass. But the question is why you didn't stop. You understand? So hey, you enjoying this, guys? Thank you so much, people watching from Johannesburg. It's a pleasure. So these are regulatory signs, guys. So it is very important to obey these signs, guys. Let's say it says what? To control the traffic flow, these signs tell you where to stop, where to yield, in which direction to drive, what special rules apply. Permanent control signs are red and white, some with black symbols and some with yellow, like you see one there, and come in variety of shapes, right? So the first one, guys, it's a stop sign, right? So whenever you see a stop sign, guys, you need to wait, because that's what I'm saying to you guys. How can you pass license? Let's say you want to go and do a license, okay? You bought your learners, right? When you bought your learners, you didn't quietly read, because obviously if it's 1.2, they will make sure that you pass that thing. And then when you bought your learners, guys, how do you expect to pass what is this, your license testing? Because obvious, like you see, your learners tells you, okay, you need to stop your license. When you do your license testing, you don't stop, you just pass. How can you? That's why we see all these people coming in to be like, no, you're not gonna pass, but the question is, did you read your learners? If you didn't read carefully, guys, what is gonna happen when the instructor comes inside to say, okay, let's drive this truck, let's go in somewhere? He's just watching your action. He watches if you are changing the gears, are you holding the steering with both hands? Those are the things. One person who skipped a learner's class and they're like, nah, I'm not gonna do it, corrupted the whole system. Everyone now rushes to buy those things. telling you that no, it's not easy, it's not easy. How it's not easy if you didn't read your what is this? You didn't go through practicing reading your K53. Obviously, if you didn't read your K53, it's like the same thing. If I don't practice, how will I expect to pass my exam? Impossible. It's not possible, guys. So let's go on to stop sign. As you can see, this is a stop sign that tells you when you arrive at the stop sign, it's a must that you're supposed to stop. Put your what is this? Your vehicle on stationary. It's a must to stop. Do not just come and look, go, and your car is moving at the same time. No, when you arrive there, it's a must stop. As you can see the picture here. So everything here, guys, is with the picture so that you can understand. It becomes easier for you, right? So this one, as you see here, the stop sign here, it is a road marking, and this one, it's a post, right? So come to complete halt, or it just say come to complete stop. It doesn't mean that you need to slow down while you look. Just stop your vehicle there, and then after, when it's safe to proceed, you proceed, right? So here is it. That is a stop sign, and then you have your stop or go. Okay, this is manually operated sign with the word stop. On the other side is go. So this one, it's a manually operated. Sometimes this is a person who's operating it, right, guys? So like you can see this car, this yellow car, this one, it is not manually operated. It is there. It's a must. You need to stop. So this one, stop and go, it depends on the traffic. At some point, you might not find the robot. So it depends on what it flows there. So if it is safer to do so, it will say go. If it is not safe to do so, it will just say stop. You need to stop. Right, guys? And then you have your three-way. Sometimes the robots are not working. This is where now we come into three-way. Always remember this, guys. If you have a three-way or four-way and the robots are not working, guys, even if it's a two-way and then the robots are not working, but in most of the cases, robots are always on three-way or four-way, right? So if it's a three-way, robots are not working, remember to treat it as a stop sign, right? Treat it as a stop sign. That question is part of the exam. So don't forget, guys, treat it as a stop sign if robots are not working. Don't just say, I arrived first, let me go. You must wait, and then you must proceed upon caution, right? So it says in the three-way stop, in the line with the stop sign, with the stop sign or before stop line, proceed only if all the vehicles that arrived before you and others and the other two stop, what it says, and the other two stop lines have moved off. Okay, so in other way, it says like this. If, let's say, for instance, you cannot just arrive on the three-way and then you just want to pass. No. What you do is this: upon arriving before the stop line, you must wait there, and then the vehicles that have arrived before you, let them pass first, and then that's when you're gonna come after. You understand? That's how it's supposed to be treated. It's not supposed to be like you arrive there and then you check while your car is moving and then already you just want to pass. No, you need to wait and wait for vehicles that have arrived before you, and then let them proceed and then proceed after. That is how we should treat a three-way stop. So it's the same thing as four-way, ne? So as you can see here, this one, it's a four-way. You have a three-way, a four-way is the same thing. And this one, guys, it's a yield sign. Normally you find it as a road marking, or even as a signpost. You also find it. When you see that triangle thing, it means you must yield. It means do not stop, but while you are proceeding with a slow speed, you must check carefully your surrounding, and then you can now proceed. Don't just see the sign and ignore it. Did you check? You understand? That's why you understand that most of the accidents, when they happen on the road, guys, they check if the one who hit another person, did he obey the sign? You cannot just say, I know my rights, I arrived here first. No, you must yield, check, and then stop this thing of driving and say, they see me, they will stop. It doesn't work, guys. It doesn't work. So you always need to check first before you turn, right? So guys, now let's go to stop, you see like this ones, guys, you have a stop sign and then you have a yield sign beneath it. So it's two things. The stop sign is on top and the yield sign is beneath it, which is this one. What does it say? If proceeding straight ahead or turning right, stop. This means if you are turning right, if you see this sign, if you are turning right, you must stop. You understand? So this means, let's say you are going this direction, right? And then, okay, let's say you want to turn to your left and then you have another road that goes straight, right? So this means if you are going to turn left and then you see the sign, this means you must stop. You understand? You must yield and then you must stop. You understand? Guys, like I feel like I can just go to read this thing, guys. Yo, it's amazing. It's amazing, guys. So about these signs, guys, it's very important to know about these things, guys. It's very important. If you say, remember, the yield sign, it on its own, it means you must be careful before you turn. And then the stop and the yield sign, you see that if you are turning left, you're supposed to yield first, right? Before you turn. Check, be cautious and check if everything is okay, and then you can turn, right, to correct everything. And then if you are going straight, you need to stop. But if you are turning left, you need to yield first. That is what exactly it means here, guys, right? Apology to that. So if you are going straight, you stop, and then if you are going left, you need to check first before you can proceed. You understand? So that's how it means. So let's go to the circle. This one, you find it's a yield at a mini circle. So this means, remember, on the mini circle, in most of the cases, it's a three-way, right, guys? So the circle is in the middle, and then you have this guy, you have this guy, you have this guy, and in the other instance, it's a four-way. You also have this guy who's coming this side. So this means if you want to proceed to the other direction, you need to what? To yield, right? At some point, you have to stop because the car will be passing. And then you have to yield and give each other a chance to pass by. It's not that it's a circle, you know you're right, I can just proceed. I heard that language most of the time, whereby a person will be like, it's a circle, just enter, they will stop. Hey, check the road markings. If the road markings on the other circle, they don't indicate that the driver is supposed to stop, this means you need to yield to one another, right? So, and then this one, when you see a yield sign and then you see what is this, a pedestrian, you normally find them where there's a hump or a zebra crossing, to say, in my primary days. So this means if you see this sign which says yield, there's a pedestrian, that means you need to be careful of the people who are crossing there. There are people who are crossing, so reduce your speed and make sure that you are at caution. You don't want to hit a person, right? So if you see this one, it means there's a pedestrian, right? So let's read it. It says, the area is set aside to use by pedestrian. Vehicle may enter only to drive or load goods at that place, specifically market or a purpose, or to do maintenance work, or to attend emergency. Such vehicles may yield right or off way to any pedestrian crossing or about to cross their path, and must not move faster than 15 kilometers unless a road signs indicate a higher speed limit. So this means if you see this sign, it tells you that a vehicle may only proceed into that area only if you are there in a purpose of offloading something or doing a maintenance work. You understand? Basically, you are not allowed to be there because it's a pedestrian area where people are moving. So you need to give space to people. You understand? You're only there so that to avoid this thing of, they pounded my car, I have a right, I parked here. Why? You don't read signs of the road. Yo, I'm enjoying this, guys. So that's why I need certain group to move with. I don't want people to be here 2 minutes, the next thing they're not here, the next thing are there, you know, all those things. So okay, guys, let's continue. Now let's go to yield to oncoming traffic. Give way to oncoming vehicles on this road. Proceed when it is safe to do so. So the whole thing about road signs, guys, is proceed when it is safe to do so, right, guys? do not just go in with a speed limit like you just go 100 on a 60 zone. You need to know that in a rural, on a highway, what is the highest speed you can drive, and then in a local area, what is the highest speed you can drive, right? So all those things, guys, are part of the examination, and trust me, guys, be patient. We're gonna go through this together. I just want to see the best out of you guys, right? So this one that you see here, it says no entry, right? This one, no entry. It means you are not supposed to enter them. You are not supposed to enter into that place. And then you normally find them in a place like, let's say you are going into town. There are specific places you are not supposed to be there. You understand? It means you cannot enter here. It has been barricaded, or at some point they normally put them on the gate to say you cannot enter above this place. You know, understand? So let's say maybe in town, in most of the cases you find them there, where you also are accompanied by no parking sign here. You see all those things. So maybe that area, it's normally used to offload goods. For those, let's say there's a delivery truck that always come there, so this means you cannot park your car there, and you cannot go you cannot what is this, go beyond the area. So that means here you cannot enter. There are sometimes this kind of sign, it is accompanied by no parking zone, so it's very important, guys. So this one, it's a one way. So let me just check something here. Okay, guys, sorry for that. Yeah, just fixing something. Okay, guys, so this one, it's a one way. I'm gonna send you a screenshot, and then if you have time, you can also come to the lessons and then you can review them, right? So this one, it's a one way. Let me just go then put my cursor there. Okay, here it's a one way. You normally find them like in town, that tells you that you only go left, you only go right, or you only go this way or that way, as you can see here as indicated, right? So normally when you see these signs, it's a must obey. Remember, we are on regulatory signs, which tells you it's a must obey. You must drive only going up, you must only drive left, you must only drive right. So there's no other way of doing the opposite, right? So those are the signs of the road, guys. And now let's come into command signs. So today's lesson, we're only focusing on the signs, right? So these are commanding signs. Remember, regulatory rules, they tell you it's a must, you must do this, you must stop, you must yield, you must make sure you do this, you must make sure you don't enter into this place. So we normally see them by red, especially the red. Nowadays they use the red ones, right? The yellow one, you normally find them, let's say, in rural areas, or it's a train crossing. That's where now they can say you have them. But if you normally drive on the highways and all those things, you have mostly regulatory signs which are indicated in red, right? So now let's come to command signs, man. So these command signs to give instructions. They are meant to give instructions. These are two types of command signs that specifically specific an action that must taken by all drivers, and signs that are specific which class of the road users must use, specifically section of the road that others may not. So in other ways, these are command signs. Remember, the first signs is regulatory signs, and the second signs, it's a command signs. So command signs are meant to give instruction to the driver what to do next, right? When you drive in this area, you must drive the minimum speed of 50 only, right? Your minimum must be 50, must not be lower than 50. And the other one, they are meant to what? To give instructions to those who are not driving the same class vehicle. Let's say, for instance, if it's a truck driver, they normally find signs that are indicating to them that when you are driving a truck, you must be at this speed. And then if you understand. So those are the two meanings of command signs, right? Okay, so now let's go into the action that all the drivers must take when you see this sign, guys, right, you must switch on your headlights now. Oh, that it hits. So always when you see, most of these command signs are in blue, né? So this means if you are driving around and then you see this blue sign with this, it tells you, it's a must. You must switch on. Hey, Baba, switch on, Baba. You enjoy, guys. Yo, that's why I needed a certain group that I know that these guys are always here. So what's next? I know who attended. So, you know, we can grab these things, guys. So this means if you see this, what is this? This blue signs, it means it's a command sign. And I repeat, command signs are meant to tell the driver, to give instruction to the driver. You must start doing this, and then also to give instruction to a specific vehicle class, whether it's a motorbike, whether you are driving a truck, whether you are driving what is this, a vehicle. You understand? So this means if you see this, normally you find them maybe let's say in tunnels. Some they are there that whenever you enter a tunnel, it's a must, you must switch on these lights. You understand? Your headlight, switch on your headlight. And then the one with T, someone was saying it's a text. You must pay a toll gate on this road or take another route. This means if you see this T, it's a must. You must pay a toll gate. You're not gonna arrive then be like, yo, I didn't know about that there's a toll gate. There's the stop that. You cannot tell us that. You didn't see the sign, what it says. This means if you see a blue sign with a T, you must know that when you enter this road, you are going to pay a toll gate. And then if you don't want to pay a toll gate, get out of here. Use another way. Right? So the 51, it means you must travel at the speed of 50 or faster. You remember you have the red one which will say 100. This means you can drive at until 100 as your maximum because it's red, the sign will be red. But if you see 50, it means this question, it is there also. The minimum you can drive, remember, it is the minimum. You cannot drive lower than 50. So that means every car on the road that is hitting that road must be driving 50 above, right? And then when you see this one, you must pass to the side indicated by the angled arrow. So this means if you see this road, right, you must drive to the other side. Right, so this one you normally find it let's say where you normally find it, let's say you were coming out of the robot, né? It was a two-way, né? The robot makes two-way, and then you see the sign, so it indicates you, it tells you start going that side. You understand? So it's a must, you must always do that. And then another one here is it says you must proceed only to the direction of the arrow. You understand? So it's a must, it's a command sign, guys. This one is no jiggy. When you see this sign, go to that sign. You understand? Begin to drive on that side. And also, before you just make a decision, check your road markings, what they say, because remember, you have you see a barrier line, you know, it's a barrier line, right? And then it starts to come into one way. It was a two-way and it comes into one way. You normally find these signs there, right, guys? So now let's go to this yellow one. You must turn in the direction of the arrow at the next junction. So you see this, guys, this is a command sign, guys. Yo, are you following, guys? Are you following? You must obey. Let's go to the second one. You must obey traffic cycles. You must obey traffic cycle rules at the roundabout. We're gonna see that in page 54, right? So remember, this as road signs. Don't forget the lesson of today, we were dealing with road signs, right? So let's go to the class, right? Remember, guys, the command has two ways. The first one, it is the action that a driver must take, and then the second one is the type of a vehicle, right? The type of a truck, not the type of a truck, I mean the class of a vehicle that you are driving. So let's go then. The first command of a road sign, it says action that all drivers must take. This is the action, right? So some let's go here. The class of the road users indicated must use this part of the road only, and the other road users may not. So this means, let's come here. The first one, if you see this one, it indicates a taxi on top. You're not gonna see a quantum. You're gonna see this, right? Taxi must use only this part of the road, not other road users. This means if you are driving a taxi, you are the only person who's gonna use that road. And then if you're not driving a taxi, do not follow the taxi on that road. Use the other side of a road. You understand? So that's why in terms of, sometimes you find that taxis are stopped there. Nah? They are parked there. They are just waiting for people who just come in, and then they're gonna take off. And then whenever you see it, there's a parking. The next thing, Metropolis come and tow your car. You become mad. You be like, why are you towing my car? The other cars, you don't see them. You don't see the sign there. It says taxis only. And then when you are driving a private, and then you just park in, then you see it as a parking. You are gone. So okay, here is it. You have buses and mini buses must use only this part of the road, not other road users. So it's very important, guys, to know about this. And then you have a 10-ton vehicle exceeding JVM shown must use only this part of the road, not other road users. This one you normally also find it on highway, guys, that if you are driving a heavy vehicle or 10-ton vehicle, you need to drive or on your left. Remember that, if you are driving on the highway and then you are familiar with what I'm talking about, if you check road signs there, they tell you if you are driving a vehicle at this minimum gross, keep left. You understand? Keep the far left or all that. You understand? And then let's come here. Goods vehicle, guys, remember this word, ne? Do not forget this. Goods vehicle exceeding GVM shown must use only this part of the road, right? So it means if you are driving this vehicle that is carrying goods, this means, let's say if you are carrying a trailer and then you are driving this type of a vehicle, you are to drive on that certain kind of a road, right, guys? So it's very important. So as the yellow one says, goods vehicle must use only this part of the road, no other than other vehicle. You understand? So most of the signs, they communicate to you. They tell you that, guys, if you seen this sign, only this type of vehicle are supposed to drive on that. So it is very important, guys, to know your vehicle, and then it's very important, guys, to see the signs of the road that, okay, I'm driving this vehicle. Sometimes, guys, the road may be steep. Maybe there might be bend on the road, right, guys? That moment you are driving a truck, when according to you, you just flow, boom, you don't even check. They are telling you that if you are driving this kind of a vehicle, please keep a far left. When you are in the middle lane, can't they in front there, guys? The road, it is not straight. There's a bend. So on the other side, that's where now you can be safe here. So it's very important, guys. Okay. So the yellow one, it says the pedestrian must only use this part of a road, not the other way. So pedestrian, they will have their own road, not the other way around. Right? The same thing as this one. The cyclist, if you are driving a car and then you find yourself in a position whereby you are in a pavement and then you will cause a serious harm, guys, that one has no judge. Even if you are, I think most of the taxi drivers, they love this thing whereby you are driving on a pavement and then there's a pedestrian walking by. You are hooting on them. They must move. What is the meaning of that? I'm not gonna move. Hit me, you are gone. You see, because you are not permitted to drive there. You are not permitted to drive there. Only bicycles and pedestrians are allowed to move there. A taxi driver, because he's rushing somewhere, he wants to pass by the pavement. If they hit a person, guys, trust me, it's a huge mistake a person can ever do. You understand? So it's very important, guys. So now let's go to the last ones. Oh, not the last ones. Still a lot, ne? Okay. prohibition signs. So the signs are meant to prohibit you, to tell you, do not turn to your left, do not turn to your right. You understand? So I'm just trying to keep everything as short so that everybody we can save time. But besides saving time, I know that most of you are keeping up with this, guys. So this what is this prohibiting sign? They prohibit you from doing this. This means, like for instance, here you can say, do not turn to your left. This means on your left there's no turning. This means on your right there's no turning, and then by next turn on the junction you cannot turn. Do not what is this, U-turn. Do not stop here. As you can see, the S sign there, it says do not stop here, do not park here, do not overtake here. You understand? And then amazing, guys. Hey, I'm enjoying this thing, guys. Okay, so this prohibition sign, guys, accompanied by temporary sign. You know, temporary signs are yellow. You normally find them, let's say for instance, if there's a construction. If you are carefully on construction road, they don't put red signs. They normally put yellow signs. This means these are temporarily sign, right? So it means there's something that is happening there. Maybe there must be, normally temporary signs are used when they are, what is this? There's a construction, there's a road construction. They tell you do not overtake here. Like for instance, this one you see here, it says no overtaking by any vehicle for 500 meters. So these are temporary signs. And then here you have this one that says no overtaking by goods vehicles for the next 500 meters. So this means if you are driving a truck, you are not supposed to overtake one another. And then this one, no hooting or any loud noise for the next 100 meters, right? They are like that. You find them, maybe let's say it's a private place, it's a library, you are not supposed to hoot there, you can just pass. So if you see this one with a hand, it says no hitching or hiking or stop for, let's say if you want to give a lift, do not stop in that area. And then also you, if you want a lift, you are not allowed to do so in that area, right? So for those who are driving scooters, bikers, this one is for you. No access to the class of a vehicle shown on this map. This means if you are driving this bike, you are not allowed to have access on that area. So especially if there's that sign. So here, these are no hawkers, people who are selling, like you see the issue now in Johannesburg. What happened? The mayor took all the hawkers, people who are selling on the street, out, because guys, you cannot say, okay, remember when they're making roads, guys, they are marking them. They know that, okay, this is a place where they are supposed to sell. Anyone who wants to sell, this is a market for you. But here you are not allowed to put anything, because one person decided to put shoes on the floor, the rest they are following, and now it becomes a conjunction. The day they want to remove you, you start to fight the government. Hey, South Africa, all this. But when the signs are there, guys, do not ignore them. If you see the sign, do not go there and say, let me go and sell there. Sometimes I don't blame guys, because the sign may not be there, because people who are smoking, they took the sign away. They took the sign away. So how are you gonna know? So this one says no access to the class of the road shown on the on this sign. So this means you normally find them on a highway. So this means if you see this sign on the highway, a pedestrian or a person is not allowed to cross that place or to go near that place. You understand? So hence you see most of the highways these days, they are accident, because you have Alexandra, you have Sandton. A person is coming from Alexandra, wants to go to Sandton by crossing a highway. What do you expect? Cars that are moving at 120 maximum. What do you expect there? You understand? So obviously, you're gonna come out as a mess. You know what I mean? So those are called prohibition signs. They prohibit you from doing this. And remember, we have regulatory signs, which are stop signs, they are red. And this one, they tell you the command signs, which are blue. They are there to tell you that driver, keep the minimum speed of 50. And then we have, or I mean, driver, this is an action that you're supposed to take. Switch on your headlights. These are command signs. And then now we go to prohibition signs. These are signs that prohibit you from doing something, to tell you, do not turn to your left, do not overtake. This is what happens, right? So now let's go to regulatory signs. We read about regulatory signs, right, guys? Your stop sign and everything, right, guys? So these are questions and answers. Go be. Actually, I even showed you answers. Hey, I was not supposed to show you. I was just supposed to stop here, right here. How should you respond to the signs? Right? Can someone answer this so I can see? I know you didn't see the what is this? The answer. I want someone to answer this. Let's go to the first one because we are about to finish this session, and then I'm gonna do another session tomorrow. So, because I need everybody by this month to start their learner's license. So, okay, let's go here. Right, the first one, regulatory signs. Right, so how should you respond to this sign? The first one, stop and proceed only. Remember, it's a four-way, right? And then you have your stop sign there. So when you see this sign, what should you do? Should you stop and proceed only when every vehicle that has stopped at the stop line in the intersection before you have proceeded through the intersection? Stop and proceed if you feel it is safe to do so. Stop, then proceed as soon as you can. Okay, can I have someone who can answer this? I will be reading the comments there, and then I'm going to provide you with the answer. We are on stops, four-way stop, ne? The four-way stop one. So I just want to see if you guys, you are following. Let me see your opening comments now. Okay, so on your four-way, you say, Tami Kumalo say it's an A, of which I will take it as is a first square, ne? So can I have another person to answer this question? Bayatatazela. Someone is going on ChatGPT. Bayatatazela. Where are they? I'm reading your comments. Baba. Lihle. Bavuma says it's an A. Okay. So the answer here, you say stop and proceed only when every vehicle that is stopped at the stop line in the intersection before you have proceeded through the intersection, right? So guys, I'm not gonna go down to show the answer because I still have another question on the other side. So the first one, you say it's an A, right? So now let's go to the yield sign. Which statement is correct in the respect of the sign? I'm speaking of the triangle one, right? This here, there is a dangerous hazard beyond the sign. You must give way to the pedestrian and cross trafficking at the intersection. You have the right of way. So which one it's correct on the triangle sign? According to you, which one? What is your answer there? I want to see if you understand, guys. Okay, the first one, you say it's A, which is a stop. A four-way stop. Now can you answer? I'm reading your comments. And then Tami Kumalo say it's B on the triangle. Remember, now we are on the triangle. You must give way to pedestrian and cross traffic at the intersection. Okay, Tami Kumalo says it's B. I'm speaking of the triangle. For those who are catching up, I'm here now. Here, as you can see, my cursor is playing around here. So what is your answer? Becky says what? Stop and proceed when it's safe. Stop and proceed when it's safe. Where is it? There's a dangerous hazard beyond the sign. You must give way to pedestrian and cross traffic at the intersection. You have a right of way. People are saying it's B, 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 B. Hey, me guys, according to me, I will say none of above. I don't know. That is my answer. But if it's not there, it's not there. But for me, I will say how I can answer this. I will say none of above, right? Because okay, before I make none of above, let's just go there. It says there is a dangerous hazard beyond the sign. No, that is a yield sign, right? According to what we have read, it's a yield sign. So this means there's no dangerous sign hazard above, unless if it was a warning sign. So it's a cross. No, you must give way to pedestrian and cross traffic at the intersection. I don't see that. For me, I don't see that, because there's no sign of a pedestrian. If there was that little motor or a person under that sign, I will say, yeah, I should be giving way, I should yield to the pedestrian. So it is not there for me. It's no. And then you have the right of way. I don't have a right of way, so it's a yield sign. It's a no. I cannot have that. So for me, guys, according to me, this one, it's a none of above, right? And then at the stop, four-way stop, the first one is the right one. So let's see the answers. Okay. How did I miss that one? People are saying what? It is B, 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 B. Where is it? For those who say B, they got it correct. Guys, I'm losing. But the first one is correct. If we go to the because you have seen the answers, that's why you were commenting BB. I will find you on the next one. Okay, it says correct answer. Stop proceeding only when every vehicle is stopped, which is stop. What is this? The four-way stop, right? The four-way stop. And then here the answer says you must give way to pedestrian pedestrian or cross traffic at the intersection. Okay, so here I must have lost it because I didn't see a person, because I was supposed to see a person, guys. The reason I'm saying this is because, let me go up here. Where is that sign? Here is it. Am I wrong, guys? Guys, no ways. Am I wrong, guys? Here it says, you see, like, there's a triangle, right? And then you have underneath person there. You see, like, you have a person who is underneath that triangle. Here is it. It says, give way to any pedestrian or about to enter the pedestrian. Because it's a pedestrian. I didn't read about the traffic thing. Because of it's a pedestrian. I see now. So I got it wrong. Okay. So it says you must yield right of way at the sign or marking to all traffic already on the road that you are approaching. You must yield right of way to any rail traffic or a railway line crossed by road on which you are traveling, right? So this one, you got it right, guys. It's B, right? Because it says you must give way to pedestrian, although I cannot see a pedestrian sign there. That's why I was against it. I was saying none of above, because at the examination, they have this tendency of giving you this kind of questions, and then you will be having none of above. You understand? So don't forget, guys, we're gonna go through the examination together, right? So this one is B. Let me not go too much, because I see that when I go too much, you are quickly to answer. Okay. Okay. Which statement is correct in the respect of this sign? So let's come here. People, they should see. Okay. When you see this sign, you may proceed if turning. Let me just go up. Oh my goodness. Okay, let me remove my video because I think it is obstructing. Already some people have seen the answer. Okay, guys, it says, what is which statement is correct in the respect of this sign? So we are speaking of this sign, guys, right? Remember, we are speaking of this sign. You may proceed if turning left, but must yield to the traffic and pedestrian as necessary. If not turning left, you must stop. Both of this. So which one is right, guys? Which one is right? Remember, we are about to finish our session. So which one is right, guys? You may proceed if turning left, but must yield to traffic and pedestrian as necessary. If not turning left, you must stop. So this means if I'm turning left, if I'm turning left, I must stop, ne? So which one? It's correct. I'm reading your comments. Evan, it's getting confused, ne? It's confused, Baba. Someone say C, someone say A. CA, it's a CA. So which statement is correct in the respect of these signs? When you see this sign, which is a stop sign, and then you see the one that says if you are turning left, you must what? You must yield to the traffic. And then if you are remember, according to what we have read, guys, this means if you are going straight, you must stop. And then if you are going to turn left, you must yield to the traffic, and then you can proceed, right? So it says you may proceed if you are turning left. You must proceed, but yield to the traffic and pedestrian necessary. Yes, to me it's the first one correct. A, it's correct. And now let's go to B, to the next available answer. It says if not turning left, you must stop. So for me, both of this is correct, guys. It's not A, it's not C. So this is the most so this is the most thing you must know when you are arriving at the department, guys, because you must be careful of your questions. I mean, on how you answer, right? So for me, this is both of this. Both of this, because according to what we have read, you talked. No, why you delete the message, Amukela? That I was about to read you. Listen, according to what I told you guys, ne? According to the interpretation of this sign, if you are going to turn left, you are supposed to yield. That's what I told you. Remember, I even said, guys, pardon me. I said, guys, apologies if you were following my session, right? If you are going to turn left, you must yield, right? And then you're gonna turn. If it's safer to do so, you're gonna turn. But if you are going straight, it's a must. You must stop, right? So for me, it's a both of this, right, guys? It's a both of this. As hence I say, the first one says you may proceed if you are turning left. Remember that we have a sign that it says that's showing left. You must yield to the traffic and pedestrian if necessary. Yes, exactly. So you must yield. And then if the second one, it says if you are not turning, you must stop. So both of them are correct. Remember, I even told you about this, guys. I told you that I made a mistake. If you see this sign, you must stop if you are going straight, and then if you are turning left, you must be careful of people who are passing or the cars that are coming, and then you can go forth. You understand? So let's see the answer. B, both of this. I told you guys, if you intend to proceed straight ahead, stop. As for stop sign, if you're not in the you see it, like that's how it is. So it's a both sign. It's a both, right? So be careful always when you read, because if you were saying what is this in the examination, if you only said A is the right one, when now they have to, you completed all your answers, it's wrong, because both of them are correct. And then although the first one is correct and the second one is correct, and the third one, it says both of these are correct. So this means you need to answer both of these, because if you say first one is correct, but this is not what we are looking for. You understand? Tandazo says what? Thanks, but I feel like I can go and write the test. Okay, so you see, guys, what I like about this thing is that we do lessons and then we do, what is this? Question and answer, so that I can see that you were following, guys. You talk about this sign earlier. You said if you are turning left, you must yield and look, and then if it is safe, okay, yeah. But if you are going straight, you must stop. Sorry for deleting. Yeah. I did say that. Okay, so now let's go to the next one. Warning sign. Oh, lo. So you see, guys, so it's very important. May I book tomorrow already? It's too early, man. You still have a road road markings to do, guys. It's too early. Oh, I'm enjoying this session, right? Road situations ahead. So guys, at least now I can say most of you are catching up, guys. So I'm gonna make sure I press you so that you can pass this test, guys. road situation, because we're just doing road signs, and then I believe we're about to finish. Oh, before I show you another questions. Okay, so let's come here. Road situations ahead, right? So these are warnings telling you what is happening there. These warns of a potential dangerous situation ahead that are related to this location or structure of the road, or it's a surface approach with caution. Slow down if necessary and prepare to stop or take an alternative route. So this means if you see this kind of signs, it tells you it's a warning, or it tells you that there's a hazard. Be prepared to take another alternative route, right? So let's come here. If you see this sign, the first one here, it's a motor gate ahead with cattle grind. Pass on the side of the cattle grind, right? So this means if you see this kind of a sign, it tells you pass on the what? On the side of the cattle grind, right? So when they mean of the cattle grind, this is a cattle grind. Here is it, as I'm indicating. So you must pass on the side of this cattle grind. So it means if according to you this is not indicating to the left, it means you must pass on the right side of the cattle grind. Although you will be driving on the left, but you will be passing to the right, and then you're gonna go back to your left, right? So here it says there's a steep downhill ahead. Change to a lower gear, right? You normally find it if the road goes down like this, though this means you need to engage your lower gear. Remember your lower gear, it's 2, 3, 2 and 3. I cannot say 4. 4 is not a lower gear, right? So here it's a railway crossing ahead. Obey any traffic control signals. And this one, it's a temporary uneven, or there's a pothole, or the road, it is bumpy. You understand? But it's for temporarily. Let's say, for instance, if there's a construction taking place, there's an what is this? In our language, we call it gatagandla, you know, or TLB. TLB, maybe it was fixing the road, and the road, it's crampy, you understand, bumpy and all that. So here then the next one says road ahead narrows from one side, keep well to the left. So this means this narrow, let's say it's a 2-lane, and then this means the road that you are on that it's becoming narrow, so you need to keep to your left, right? When it becomes narrow, keep to your left, right? So let's go to the other one. Falling rocks. This one is falling rocks. You normally see it if there's a mountain areas and all that. So this one is a bridge. It tells you that go ahead. What is this? Water crosses the road. At some point you find it, let's say in local areas whereby it is not exactly a bridge, ne? It is not exactly a bridge. Maybe that road, they made it something like this, you understand? So this means there's a water crossing across there, right? And then this one, it's a vehicle length regulatory. This means if your vehicle, it's what is this? Remember the blue one. If we had the blue sign there, ne? On this one, I want to see if you were catching. I want to see something if you were catching. Can you see this sign, right, guys? Ne? If it was blue, what will it say? I want to see if you were following all the signs I was teaching you. If this thing, it was blue, ne? You see now this triangle, it's red inside, ne? And then if it is blue, remember when it is red, it says what? Vehicle length regulatory restrictions ahead. So this means if you are driving what is this? A vehicle of this 15 meters, right? You are not allowed to be in that area. So if it is blue, it means you are allowed to be in that area. The minimum vehicle of that meters, it's allowed to be there. You understand? So that is a difference between blue and red. So if it is red, you are not allowed. Then it's blue, you are allowed. So that's how it is. Let's go ahead. So here it says it's a gateway. This way you normally find it in farms. And here it's a steep hill ahead. You may not cross nor overtake. So if it's a steep hill, you cannot overtake on steep hill, guys. So this one, it's a tar road becomes gravel. So this means you will be going, it's a road, right? It's a tire road, and then at the end of the tire road, it becomes a gravel. So when you see this sign, it means the tire road it's ending and the gravel it's beginning. This is the one I'm on, ne? So this one, it's a speed hump, the one I was telling you about at school. They told us it's a zebra crossing. And then this one, road narrows at the bridge ahead, slow down. So this means when you were beginning, the road was big, and then as you go, the road begins to narrow. So you need to slow down. Hence, you don't know how narrow it is to your vehicle. You understand? So this one, when you see this eye, you normally find them on the curve. If you are on your route to go to Mabopano or Soshangube, as you go like this, you will see the sign, right? It says it's a general sign warning, usually with explanation plate beneath it. So it's a general warning. So normally after this, you find another one that tells you need to slow down and all that, you see. So here it says when you see this sign, reduced visibility can be expected ahead. You understand? So this means if you see this sign, expect to have a reduced visibility. This it may cause in terms of if there's a mist while you are driving in the morning. You understand? So that place, maybe there's a river. Normally when you see such sign, it means nearby there's a river or it's a mountain areas. You understand? So this means as you go ahead, there will be what is this, reduced visibility. You may not see properly, so you need to be careful of your surroundings. Okay, so when you see this sign 4.2, it says vehicle height regulatory restricted ahead. So this one, I'm gonna make it easier for you to understand. If you go to KFC, you know, if you are doing a drive-through, you normally see that boom thing on top there, right? That will be like, it will be something like this, square, and then it will be having two chains there, and then that is the height of the vehicle. This means not every vehicle it's allowed to go for drive-through. You understand? Imagine you are doing a drive-through with a truck. Come on, park your truck and go inside. So that's what it means, guys. So someone is feeling like they can ride now. Hey, relax, ababa. You are enjoying it. I make it easy for you guys. Can I book tomorrow already? Don't worry, guys. Step by step. I just want you to pass this learner's thing, ne? Okay. Let's go to the tunnel one. So if you see this one, it's a tunnel ahead. Switch on your headlights and don't overtake. So this means if you see this sign, there's a tunnel ahead, so you must switch on your headlight and you must make sure do not overtake, because most of the tunnel it's a one way. So do not overtake inside the tunnel. So if you see this kind of a sign, it's a slow moving vehicle ahead. So this means it might be a tractor or something. So there might be a slow moving vehicle ahead. And then when you see this one, gravel road becomes a tired road ahead. You understand? So if you look at this one, guys, there's a difference here, ne? There's a difference between this one I'm pointing and this one. So this one, a tired road becomes a gravel road, and this one, a gravel road becomes a tired road. So this means here you are exiting a gravel road, you are joining a tired road, and here you are exiting a tired road, you are joining a gravel road. Don't forget that, right? So here, as you can see here, road ahead narrows from both sides. Keep well to the left. So this means if you see this sign, how it was bigger, it is no longer bigger on both sides. So this means now it becomes smaller. So that's how it is. So some of you, when you see this sign, I know what you are thinking. I must drift my car. Like, you know, I have to drift my car. So this sign, it means the road ahead, it is slippery, so you must be cautious. This means do not speed so much, because the road that you are going on, it is slippery, right? So do not speed. Some of you are thinking that I must drift my car when I pass there. No, don't drift. Slow down. It's slippery. So when you see this one, it is called Nothing Beat the Jet 2 Holiday, and right now you could save £50 per person. So it's called Jet Edge or the river bank ahead. So this means if you are seeing this sign, you must go back. You must go back because, or unless if you were parking or going somewhere, there's a river ahead. So you normally see them. There's an area, I think in Cape Town, whereby you are coming, that road becomes like a T junction. Like it comes like this, no, like it's a T junction. You are coming from this side, and then this side it's a beach. Like when you, as soon as you go here on top, you can be able to see water there. So you normally find this sign, guys. So jet to holiday. You can save 50 pounds per person, not even 50 pounds, 1.2 per person. You can save 1.2 per person if you go through learners lessons. Okay, so now this one, it says structure ahead that is less than 5 meters wide. So this when you see this sign, you guys, it's very important to know your width of a car, right? Even if you are loading something, it's a trailer or something, so that if you see this sign, you have to know that there's a structure ahead, and then the structure ahead that you see there, it is only 5 meters. So you need to be aware of those things, right? So this sign, it's a road width regulation restricted area. Okay, guys, there we go. I think I'm about to take you to a question and answer. Can we have a questions already? We are going there. We are going there. Hey, you enjoying this one, guys? Ne? Okay, let's go there now. Hey. How am I gonna hide this? Oh, lolo. Okay, la la. Forgot, man. I put this thing here on the side. You're lucky, ne? Okay. Hopefully the next one is not like this. What is the meaning of this sign? So normally when you see this sign, it is there. It's a part of the examination. So this sign is there. Already you have seen the answer. Ish, past it. Okay, the road you are on ends ahead, and you will have to turn sharply to the left or to the right depending on the angle of the junction. Of course, it's the right one, right? It's a skew. It's called a skew junction. Remember, we have a T junction and we have a skew junction, right? So here is it. The road you are on ends ahead. You will have to turn sharply on your left. Yes, yeah. So I'm gonna take a screenshot to that one, right? Okay, let me see if I can hide. There we go. I knew it. The next one is, it has to be beneath. So don't forget, guys, this one, it is part of the examination. You might find it. You can, it is there. I know it is there. So let's go to the next one. Okay. Let me just scroll nicely down. I don't want to go too much because I saw when I go too much, you are able to see the answers. Let me just scroll a little bit. Hi guys, I'm failing to hide the answers. Okay, yeah, la la. Guys, tomorrow I'm gonna do this because I can see here. I'm gonna hide everything here. I forgot, guys. Okay. When you see this one, obviously it's a T junction, right? It means you reduce speed, look out of, and stop and yield. So this means you need to reduce speed, and when you arrive here, look out and yield. Yes, I'm spoiling, eh? I'm spoiling you guys. Okay, so when you see this T junction, this junction, it's a T junction, it means you need to reduce your speed, and then you also need to look out for the traffic or any pedestrian that is passing. So both of them are correct, right, guys? Eish, you know what? Tomorrow I'm gonna find you correctly, guys. I'm gonna find you correctly. Okay, let's go to the next one. Yeah, I think this one, it can work good. Yeah, this one, it can work. I want to see about clever. Remember, we did the yield sign. So here, guys, if you can, that's why don't rush to answer question, guys. Remember, this is a road where you have your yield sign, and this one, it's a stop sign, right? I mean, it's a yield post sign. So this one is another one. So I want to see if you are following. What is the meaning of this sign marking? You are approaching an intersection. Let's start with the first one. You are approaching an intersection where you may be required to yield right of way to other traffic. There's a trouble, danger on the road ahead. There's a warning sign ahead. Which one is correct? So the first one is going to be A, second one is going to be B, and the third one is going to be C. So which one is correct? You are approaching an intersection where you may be required to yield right of way to other traffic. So which one is correct? This one we're going to come to it, but let's answer the first one. I see you were rushing me that you want to write. Here you are. Answer. Both of this. Hey, Beggy. Fezile says A. Tammy says A. Other people, what is your answer to this? What is your answer to this? What is your answer? Let's see if you are following. Katja says it's A. Some people are even afraid to answer. I don't even know you guys. Like, how will I even say, hey, when I will only read your names here. Lisha says it's A. Okay. Lisha says it's A. A. Everyone is going with A. Okay. So now let's go to the next one. Where should you expect to find this sign? At the end of a freeway, where a two-way road will become dual road ahead with the traffic moving in one direction as you approach a fork in the road. Guys, if you get it wrong, I have to beat you. This one I have to beat you. So the first one, you say it's A. What is the second one? This one, if you get it wrong, guys, I'm stopping this session. The second one, it says at the end of freeway, and there's the first one is at the end of the freeway. Second one says where two-way road will become dual, right? Where two-way road will become dual ahead with the traffic moving in one. This one, I'm telling you guys, if you get it wrong, I'm gonna stop the live and attend you physically. Okay, so for me, the first answer is gonna be A, and the second answer it has to be B. Becky, where do you get that A from? Where you get that A from? Becky and Bruno, where you get that A from? I'm gonna speak like Moses. Where you get the A from? At the end of this, when you see this sign, it means at the end is it's the end of a freeway where two-way road will become a dual road ahead with a traffic moving in one. Becky and Bruno, where do you see that? I will become like Moses. Becky. Okay, so for me, guys, if you check the second one, okay, let's just proceed. So for me, the first one is A, and the second one is gonna be B. Let's go. You are approaching an intersection where you may be required to yield right of way to the other traffic, which is correct. Boom, A. And then the second one, correct answer, where two-way, Becky and Bruno, I told you, two-way. Look at your sign. I don't want people to be failing these things. Two-way, you have a one-way that becomes two-way. Becky and Bruno. E-way. You see this? This is a two-way. Remember, guys, it's a two-way. Becky and Bruno. Guys, I need to cook you. I don't want disappointment. At the end of the day, I want you to take a picture of your learners with you holding it like this and taking a picture. You have passed your learners. That's what I want. Don't worry, guys. You're gonna get it right. You're gonna get it right. So let's go to another one. Informatory science, right? I think this one. Bruno says what? Read the answers carefully. Number one is A. Number two is B. Yo. Oh, I understand you. I thought you were. Hey, Bruno. Hey, I thought you were saying it's A, the second one. I was coming to attend you physically. Okay, now let's go to information science, guys. So I think we're about to finish our session, but so far I can see, guys, people are enjoying this session. Yo, I can see. I'm just reading your comments by just putting this, as you can see here, guys. So now let's go to the information science. So guys, when you see this one you normally find it on a highway or freeway, right? So this means if you see this bar, it means in 100 meters you're about to exit the highway. And then if you see two bars, it means in 200 meters you're about to exit the highway. And then if you see 3 bar, it means in 300 meters you're about to exit the highway. So this means in other instance, each bar represents 100 meters. Right? Each bar represent 100 meters. And then if you see the same thing, it means, but it is yellow. It is, what is this? It's a temporary sign. It means temporary high speed exit countdown sign. Example shown in 300 meters exit, right? Okay, let me say I see Cartel before I can proceed, because I want to make sure everyone understand. I can see Carter says, can you make this the last one if possible so that we don't get confused, brother? Yeah, because I think that's where we should stop here, because it's a lot of things, right? So but in everything here, guys, you need to adhere to it, because the exam, it's out of 60 something. Yeah, if I'm not mistaken, out of 60 something. So they just put it in road rules, manual, and the signs with the road markings, right? So this means each section, remember it's 3 sections, right? So they divided all the sections. So we're gonna get into that, right? So guys, for now I'm gonna stop here, and then we're gonna go to part 2 tomorrow, né? So let me stop here on information. You read CO. I don't understand what is the meaning of that. Okay, guys, so let me stop here on the informational sign, because I can see it, guys. Should I stop or what? Just let me know by the comments, guys. I want to stop. Oh, you read comment late. Oh, I was just here. So guys, so far we have carried out until information sign, guys. Let me know if should I stop or should I proceed with the lesson, because already we have 2 hours already. We started by somewhere like 8 o'clock, 8, 9, 10. So it's more like 2 hours. So let me know, should I proceed or should we go to part B tomorrow from the information science? Just let me know. Yeah, we have to go to work. Some people are going to work. Okay, so guys, let's cut the story short. So tomorrow exactly 8 o'clock I'm gonna be start, because my willing it was to carry each session for 1 hour, right? I didn't want to proceed until 11, 10 o'clock, 8 until 9, right, guys? So I'm gonna take the screenshots of what I taught you, and I'm gonna send it to the group, guys. So the session, I'm gonna leave it by the what is this? No, I'm not gonna take the screenshot. People are supposed to go through this and listen, and then otherwise if I send screenshot, eyes will just be moving and not be doing anything. So yeah, 2 hours per day, guys, it's much better. But at this moment, guys, thank you so much. I'm gonna just send the lesson, there's a link of this session to the group. Anyone who wants to come there, same place, same time, guys. Thank you so much, guys. God bless you. See you on the next session. And this is Uriel. I am out. We'll continue tomorrow from information sign, part B. Thank you. Logging you out. I'm logging out, guys. Thank you so much for joining the session. God bless you. Thank you.